Welcome back, co-creators. It's your resident internet psychic medium and spiritual advisor, Mr. Crane, and today we are going to be doing new moon and Gemini. So look, I have something that I have to communicate. I have an announcement to make. Today is a day, you guys. Today is a day. Today is a special day, and can anybody get an idea of like what that day is? Like, Well, it's my birthday. Yay me. So look, I'm very excited, and I'm very excited about today being a day, right? Because today is my day. It's this girl's day. It's my birthday, okay? And it's also a new moon and another eclipse, and we're going to talk about it. But before we get there, right, apparently it has come to my attention that the last time that I did one of these videos, when it was a full moon in Scorpio, I offended some Scorpio moons because I called them disgustingly emotional. And I would just like to use this as an opportunity to point out the irony. Now that it has been pointed out, I would like to assert the fact that none of yous are safe, okay? Some of yous are going to get roasted. Geminis may get roasted. I don't know. I'm a Gemini, okay? And I'm the first one to say that Geminis are a pain in the ass. They just are. Because they think too much, right? And because they think too much, they think they're the expert in like almost every field, right? And it can be kind of annoying, right? So it just depends on what Gemini you're dealing with, which twin you got that day, right? But you know, it is what it is. I can acknowledge my faults. And for the longest time, I would say that I did not want to be friends with a Gemini and that I did not want to date a Gemini. I did not want two of me. And as twins, and there's four of us in a relationship, and it becomes a little bit too crowded for my liking, right? Although recently, I am now surrounded by a lot of Geminis. Don't know what that is. I suspect it's a mirror where I'm supposed to evaluate myself, but you know, it is what it is. So anyway, right? Outside of the blurb and the spiel and it being my birthday, let's talk about this new moon in Gemini. So this new moon in Gemini, June 10th, my birthday, is going to occur at 6:52 a.m. And so listen, you're going to see me looking at a lot of different places because I've got a computer up and I've got notes and everything. Oh, by the way, in honor of the birthday, okay, we are doing a 30% off astrology sale. Okay, so all astrology reports in the shop are 30% off. Birth chart readings, solar return readings, compatibility and relationship readings, all are 30% off. If you are interested in that, go to the links in the description box below. Check that out. Again, if you would like to book a spiritual coaching session with me or a spiritual hour with me, the links for that stuff is also in the description box below. Okay, now back to regularly scheduled programming. 6:52 a.m. Is the new moon in Gemini. This is also, you guys, a solar eclipse. Oh my gosh. So let's back up a little bit. So last month, right, we had a lunar eclipse. And on May 26th, that was the last full moon. It was a lunar eclipse. I didn't do a video for that because your girl was tired and busy, okay? But essentially what happens is that eclipses have a tendency to reveal things that are hidden, right? And it can reveal things subtly. But with the lunar eclipse that happened at this point, 2.5 weeks ago, all of that was intrinsic stuff. It was all like emotional, like internal emotions. It was revealing how you really felt about certain things, how you really thought about certain things, and all that type of stuff. The solar eclipse is going to start revealing everything on the outside of you, all external circumstances, how you feel about your external surroundings, right? And so now that is what's going to be revealed to you in the solar eclipse. So June in general is going to be a month of clearing, a month of sort of like recalibration, a month of reorganizing. It's going to be the entire month of June, and it's going to come because we have two significant like roll deal like moon cycles, because there is another eclipse, I believe. Hold on. Let me check my notes. for the full moon. There's another eclipse. And so anyway, it's gonna get a little wacky. Okay, so listen, it's gonna be all about clearing, and in order to clear, you have to first figure out what that means to you. You have to figure out what it is that you want to clear, right? So in the last eclipse that happened, May 26th, and that time you were thinking about what you wanted to clear out emotionally, and you can only really start to clear once you have an idea of how you feel emotionally. It was all brought to light. So for a lot of you, you're going to have like these new findings and these new understandings of self, and like this feeling to do something about it, but not quite knowing what that is yet. A lot of those answers are going to be revealed in the month of June. So now that you have an overview, we are only going to be talking about this particular new moon in Gemini. Okay. So it's going to be a time for you to get in touch with what you want. It's going to be a reflection period, right? Now we have that, and we're mixing it with a solar eclipse. Solar eclipses, right? Those are times of like rapid changes. But because it's solar, it's the sun, it's going to be external. So let me explain something to you about a lunar and a solar eclipse. A lunar eclipse is rapid changes inside, right? Lunar means moon. Moon deals with your emotions. Solar eclipses are rapid changes, but outside. It's the sun. The sun, right? Your sun sign. That's how you express energy outwardly. That's how others see you. It's your physical manifestation of energy, of expression. So for the solar eclipse, it's rapid changes to your outside external circumstances, right? And so the thing is, you're going to be having a lot of the previous energy from the lunar eclipse, right? That triggered all this emotional change in you. That also then triggered like internal emotional growth. And that is going to mix with this desire to change everything in your outside circumstances. So you are going to be feeling like things gotta change. Things gotta shift. Maybe I have to move. You are going to try to get your outside circumstances to match what you now feel on the inside. The issue, I don't want to call it an issue, more so of a challenge, is because they both happen boom, boom, right? Because all the emotional stuff happened, and now you're going to be dealing with wanting to change your external circumstances. You're going to be in this space of feeling like you want to change, but you won't have the answers on how to do that, right? You're not going to yet know what steps to take in order to manifest. In this new moon, you're just going to be feeling it. There's going to be like this sense of like, I really want to switch something up. I really want to do something different, or I really want to do something else, or I really want to move, or I really want to change jobs, or I really want to have a new career path or a profession, or I really want to learn this thing, or like whatever. It's going to be the sense of desiring newness, but a little bit of frustration because you won't necessarily know how to yet manifest that into your physical reality, right? Another thing that's really important for you guys to know about eclipses is that eclipses have a tendency to activate your nodes and to light up your nodes. So in astrology, there's a north node and there's a south node. And these are like the points of destiny, or the points of fate. When you know what your nodes are and where they are, you have a really good understanding of the energy you brought into this world when you incarnated, meaning the karma that you brought with you when you incarnated. And you also know what you're supposed to do, particularly your north node. Have a really good look at your north node, what house it's in, what sign it's in, because it'll help you understand what your purpose is or what your mission is in this lifetime. The south node is the energy you incarnate with. It's the energy that you already have. For a lot of you, depending on whether or not you look at it as a gift or a challenge, may be an area of your life that you just naturally do really well in, because it's an area or an area of your life that can have a tendency to have some sort of prominence or importance to you, because it's energy you incarnated with the north node being what you're actually supposed to do in this particular lifetime, right? It'll give you a really good sense of what that purpose is, or what the outward expression of that energy is supposed to be. It's not going to tell you that, oh, you're supposed to be a doctor, right? But it'll give you a good idea of what your outward expression is of how you fulfill your purpose or sort of like your destiny. And an eclipse will light up these nodes. All of a sudden, those become more apparent to you. It's more in your awareness, and you have a tendency to start thinking about what you really want out of life. That is why a lot of you have been in a place, particularly since the lunar eclipse that just happened, where you have been kind of maybe turning more inward, being more introspective. Introverts are probably loving this time at the moment, and you're really having a moment to self where you're figuring out what's important to you. Things that you want to keep, things that you want to let go. And the reason is because all of your nodes are lit up right now. They're all activated. So at this point, particularly in the month of June, you are going to be trying to figure out how you would like to recalibrate your life, right? I would actually say, think of it as like the cosmic check-in. Like, am I on track? That's kind of where everyone is. So in this experience too, you're going to start to recognize people and things that don't serve your highest purpose anymore. So you would have already come out of the phase of examining relationships that you have with certain people that would have happened on the lunar eclipse. And by the way, eclipse energy lasts for about 6 months. So this is going to be kind of like, it's going to be a theme that's going to take effect in your life for the remaining of the year. But you're also going to be noticing things, maybe jobs, housing, right? Because you're going into a solar eclipse, or today when you're watching this video, hopefully, it's going to be a solar eclipse. And that's everything on the external. That's rapid outside change. So now you're going to be comparing the two together and linking up like, hey, like this doesn't work for me, or I can't get to where I want to get this way, or these people aren't, here for my highest good or my best good, or they're not really looking out for me like how they say they're looking out for me. You're going to start to notice that you're going to want to start to reprioritize and kind of pivot how you were once living your life. You are also going to start experiencing like this really deep need to discover your purpose, right? A lot of you are going to be having real existential moments where like, there's something more. There's something more out there. I should be doing something more. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of my life? Right? And because it's the solar eclipse, a lot of that's going to be outside. Whereas the lunar, it was all inside and oh my God. But like now that it's going outside, you're going to be looking at your outside circumstances. And for a lot of you, it's going to be practical things. Like, I don't really like living here. I don't really like this location. I don't really like my boss. They're not nice to me. I don't really like this job. It's all going to be practical, right? Like outside circumstances, maybe even for some of you, a little bit maybe like money. Like, how do I make more money? Or is this job worth the money? Like different things like that. You're going to have like an existential moment. And a lot of this is going to be because you feel like a lot of you are going to have like this knowing of that you have a higher purpose and a higher mission. But at the same time, you're not going to necessarily know what that means. And so you're going to be comparing everything to this higher purpose. You're going to just know that everything that's happening in your life doesn't match that higher purpose. You may not yet have the answers on how to get there. A lot of this new moon energy, you're not going to. But what's going to happen is that you're going to start to clear out people, places, and things, which is a good thing because the only way to get more stuff is to get rid of stuff, right? Like, it's all energy. If your energy field is clogged with things that no longer serve you, then how is something else supposed to come in? It won't fit. There's nowhere for it to go, right? And so you're going to start pushing a lot of this out. And I also want to say, going back to the work thing, that a lot of you are not going to be satisfied in your jobs at this particular time. Even if you normally have a job that you enjoy, typically, around this time, you're just not going to be satisfied with it, right? It's going to be kind of a product of what's happening in the cosmos. And then also confusion around where you want to end up, while also knowing that where you currently are is not exactly where it is that you would like to be. So like there will be, again, this knowing of and for some of you, it'll be location. Like some of you will just be like, you know what? I don't know. I just feel like I've gotten all that I can get out of this city. You know what I mean? Like particularly those of you who have had fleeting thoughts like that in the past, this is going to be a time where all of that's going to come up, where you're really going to feel dissatisfied with your outer circumstances. And a really interesting thing about this is that if you look at the chart and there's a few ways that you can read the chart, but the way that I'm reading the chart, the Jupiter is actually in the 9th house. The 9th house is the house of like higher learning, philosophy, right? And then Jupiter, again, remember I said Jupiter is the planet that every time Jupiter hits something, it expands it. It's bigger, right? So with Jupiter being in the 9th house, you're going to be looking to sort of expand your horizons. A lot of you may be trying to learn new things, learn about new places, learn about new skills. And a lot of this is because of that journey of fulfillment. You're going to be trying to figure out how to switch up your circumstances to match how you now feel on the inside. And so a lot of you may be trying to read more. Maybe you're going to be trying to find new information on YouTube, or maybe you're going to be asking around more often to try to get an idea of what that is. But you're going into a period where you're going to start turning into sort of like this information sponge, which is exactly what Gemini is. Gemini is the sign of I think, right? And so there's going to be information sponging, but a lot of it is going to be a lot of thinking. You're just going to be thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. And this is not necessarily always a great thing. Particularly when you think too much, you can think yourself right off a cliff, right? But there's going to be like this need for more, this need to know more, this need to understand more. And at the same time, you're not going to have any answers. So you're going to be like searching for answers, but the problem is you won't even know what questions to ask. You will just know you want to know something, but you won't really know what you want to know. There's going to be an energy like that. So because of that, it's going to turn the entire month into like this astrological check-in with self. It's really a time of recalibration. And granted, it's the new moon, but I would actually say that this marker kicks off the whole month. It's going to be a running theme for the entire month, right? Of like, oh my God, who am I? So if you feel like you enter this place with an existential crisis, know that part of it's being triggered. The eclipse is triggering your nodes, right? Your nodes of destiny, the nodes of fate. Get an idea of where your nodes are. You can go and just generate your birth chart, right? Through a generator on the internet. If you want to know where your nodes are, or you can, participate in a 30% off astrology sale. Look, up to you. Okay. And it should give you a little blurb of like what that means for you, and just kind of take that information and kind of marinate on it. You're going to be trying to figure out, how do I get to my actual purpose, and like, how do I fulfill that? So what I would suggest that you do for this month, if you want to call it a ritual, call it a ritual. I would suggest that you actually devote this month to your sort of spiritual and emotional cleansing. Use June as a month to be, and to be to self. The only way you're going to be able to get these answers is if you quiet the noise, right? Quiet everybody's expectations, quiet everyone's opinions on what it is that they feel that you should be doing with your life, and allow yourself to reconnect with self. This also may mean that you may start to have to terminate things, terminate relationships, what have you. But if you can already sense that it's not going to get you to where it is that you're ultimately trying to be, this would be a good month to start implementing all of those boundaries. And the reason for that is it's good practice to use the new moon as clearing. I've always been someone that uses the new moon as clearing out energies. That's the time where I get a good idea of what it is that I want, and like what it is that I want to manifest and bring in. And then I look at my life and I look at what are all the things that exist in my life that's not going to get me there. And then I get rid of those things. So when a full moon hits, then I am clear and I'm empty, and then I can then harness the energy of the full moon because I don't have any sort of energetic clutter. So that was actually what I would recommend for you guys to do for this particular month. But that's going to be your new moon in Gemini. It wasn't this bad, so if Geminis were worried that they were going to get roasted, it was a mini roast. It wasn't really like a real roast, okay? But that's going to be the end of this video. So make sure you check out the links in the description box below. And as always, guys, I will see you guys soon because I'm busy. I have to go live my life because it's my birthday. Bye.